Hello, and welcome to the first ever devlog for Meow Games. And just to recap, this is actually my third channel for my whole little brand, which is Meow. So my main channel is Meow Crafts, where I show all sorts of craft videos, craft reviews, tutorials, pretty much you name it, it's probably a video. And my second channel is Meow Vlogs, and the purpose of that is for me to share all the vlogs that I like to film. I also sometimes like to do rant videos, so that'll kind of be a place for that too. And so now we have the third channel, Meow Games. So just a quick backstory on myself. I actually went to school for programming, but I really hate programming. Like, that's just kind of my thing. And if you guys have seen any of my previous videos, I have mentioned that I do work in IT, so it was kind of adjacent to that. And actually, Brenton went to school for game development, as it's been kind of his dream to develop video games, as most programmers have that dream to make their own video game. Well, that and the money. So Brenton gathered a small little team of some of his friends that also program. Some of them also went to the same school as him to study game development, but unfortunately, it's been kind of hard to break into the industry without having actual experience, so they're all just software developers, which, close enough. Brenton and his friends are going to be focusing on the development and programming side of the game, while Brenton and I are going to be focusing on making the pixel art. Just a quick disclaimer, I don't actually know how to do pixel art, like, at all, but I am learning. For our first project, we actually don't have a name for it quite yet, but a lot of tech companies like Microsoft will actually give a code name to each thing that they work on, so we decided to adopt that into our first game, and we're calling it Project String Cheese. Brenton pretty much came up with like the core idea for the video game, but what we're kind of going for is a lighthearted horror game. We're still figuring out the main storyline and the gameplay, but something cool that Brenton wanted to adopt into our little game is that each person gets to design their own level. Just because they're designing the level doesn't mean that they're strictly just programming that aspect of it or making the art for that. Speaking of levels, I already have my level already mapped out, and I even drew a character concept. So Meat Wibble, he is a slime demon who is very much misunderstood. Also, we had a joke that he works at McDonald's, so I did also draw a version of him that works at McDonald's. So right now we are using Unity as our game engine, and for the pixel art we're going to be using two separate programs. Brenton's going to be using Sprite on his desktop, while I use PixSquare on my iPad. Unfortunately, Sprite doesn't have an app for the iPad, so we're having to make do with what is out there, but PixSquare has been phenomenal and actually has been comparable to Sprite, so I would highly recommend that to anybody who is looking for a pixel art app for your iPad. In terms of our workflow, we're still kind of in the developing stage. Like, we're creating mood boards for like certain levels of the game, or creating some concept art, or just pretty much throwing things around until something kind of sticks. We really want to involve you guys in the process, so feel free to suggest any ideas for the game in the comments down below, or if you guys have any tips for pixel art or whatever. Also, down the line, we're definitely going to be looking for some playtesters, so stay tuned for announcements about that. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this first devlog. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Adios!